We're back! Merry Christmas, depending on when this is released, because I'm not great at releasing videos. Hopefully you've seen that. We should have released, by the time this one comes out, 2 videos of like rolling commentary. Let us know what you think of those. Also, our Fanatics DVD has been out for a while now. Please go look at it. Don't pirate it, buy it. It's always on offer. There's always some sale, be it the Christmas, Prime Day, Easter, Black Friday sale. So invite me back, Fanatics. I'm not being mean. So this is kind of like, this is a conversation that came out a little bit, questions, and hopefully this answers one of the ones from Discord. It's about hand fighting, and we talked about it in class tonight as well. As my Christmas gift to you, setups in Jiu-Jitsu are pointless. That's a terrible gift. And by that I mean I said parts of this in the release, in the DVD release, in the release. That sounded. We talked about OnlyFans earlier, about releasing on there.
We considered it, but we're not stooping that low.
No, maybe one day.
Maybe.
Papa needs money. Anyway, so with the there's a formula I believe in Jiu-Jitsu. We talked about a little bit in the Fanatics recording of there's an inside-outside principle. So depending on if you're the inside person or outside person, you are afforded different submissions and vulnerabilities. So if Naki is in close guard, for example, he is on the outside, I am on the inside, his legs are around me, and I'm in between his legs. Yeah, if he goes for butterfly guard, he is now in between my legs, and I'm on the outside of his. And if we were to go for half guard, for example, we're now both, he has an outside leg, I have an outside leg, I have an inside leg, he has an inside leg. The reason this is important is because whoever's on the outside position can do upper body attacks, chokes, arm locks in certain fashions. Whoever's on the inside can do leg locks. And half guard is kind of the Wild West, you can do everything to each other. And this is important because it's not black and white, it's definitely like grey, but it's a really good rule of thumb. There's always going to be outlying techniques, but it gives you a good indicator of what positions you want to be in to set up the submissions you want. So if you think that, when I usually talk to people about this in private sessions, is I ask them, like, what submissions do you like hitting? Do you like hitting upper body attacks, lower body attacks? Oh, I like hitting triangles. Cool. What guards do you like playing? Oh, I like playing butterfly. Well, that's going to be difficult then. Like, not impossible, but very impractical. Of trying to get your legs into those positions. So you kind of have to bounce these ideas off each other and kind of inform your game this way. Kind of obvious when you've been playing Jiu-Jitsu a while, but I think it's just worth having in your head. And so the formula I kind of like look at in Jiu-Jitsu then is on the one wall here, we have our starting position on my inside or on my outside. At the end, we have where we want to be, our final submission, be it upper body attack or lower body attack. In between the two, I'm going to fill this room with smoke, and I did say this in the release, I think. And every setup you've ever done is just a laser pen shining through that smoke, those particles of smoke, and a certain combination of molecules aligned and lit up. That's a setup in Jiu-Jitsu, but it's a setup in chaos, because if you try and replicate that combination, you're trying to replicate those molecules realigning in chaos. But there's a million billion ways of getting from one end to the other. And the factors that affect it are very unique for every fight in Jiu-Jitsu. Sometimes you may be able to get to happy, maybe to force these particles back together again. But, for example, I have a reach advantage over Nak. I am quite a little bit taller, and so my arm length is a little bit longer than his. And so if we're, when we're fighting each other, and I have a pocket distance, I'm going to be able to reach things way earlier than he can reach things on me. Only difference there is, okay, reach advantage does play a factor. The problem being taller is I leave gaps when I'm trying to finish off submissions. It's harder for me to latch on and close up spaces. Naki being smaller than I am and quite a lot stronger and thicker in that way, he's got giant ass scary thighs, is when he grips onto my leg, there is no gap and there's no way I'm getting out. And so that's a factor. You know, if I'm doing a setup, what's the reach advantage? Did the other person have a reach advantage? If you've got, if the other person's taller and has that reach advantage and can break through the pocket and catch things on you before you can catch things on them, you have to have better hand fighting. I know Nak, you know, has to really hand fight me to stop me catching the things I want, because if I get through, I'm going to catch things. And so I have to go and look for gaps in that hand fighting. At the same time, Naki is a lot stronger than I am, and so I have to fight 2-on-1 grips a lot more to get the things I want, because I have much thinner, weaker arms than he does. So if I just go 1-for-1 with my hand fighting, there's no way I'm going to win. So anytime if I was like an arm bar setup, I'm just going to drag it across my body with one hand. That ain't ever going to happen. Snap my wrists before that even happens. So that's a factor. Strength differences. Do you have to fight 2-on-1 to get the grips you want? Left-handed or right-handed? Like if Naki's stronger arm is left hand, am I fighting the wrong arm with my right hand? I don't know. That's another unique aspect, and I did talk about that in the release as well. And these are all forming a very interesting picture. Experience level, because again, whoever has the superior hand fighting is going to win the exchange. Like, you may have the best technique in the world, but if you can't break through my pocket hand fighting, doesn't mean a thing. You may have the best double leg in the world, but if you can't set it up, who cares? Like, you're hitting a brick wall. You're not going to be anywhere near me. The only problem with hand fighting though is it's boring as hell. If I was to come in and do a jiu-jitsu session where it's just 1 hour of hand fighting, everyone would leave, because we're conditioned to want to come to jiu-jitsu and learn technique. It's what's interesting. But the more you do the sport, the more you realise this is the most critical part. Whoever has the best hand fighting will win an exchange. But also then kind of means that setups are kind of pointless, in that there's so many different variables that happen for that person when they did that setup. These setups aren't just techniques. They're basically situations that that person found themselves in once and won an exchange with, and they're going to try and teach you that way they won that exchange. But that is unique. Just like particles of smoke and alignment, it's very unique. You may be able to replicate it if you're lucky, but if that's all you're ever trying to do, you're going to have to learn many different combinations, instead of the idea that here's point A, I want to get to point B and how they're related. I just need to be able to have better hand fighting. I need to be able to understand these different variables and know where I want to be. So train backwards. Start at the end, understand how that relates to the beginning, work backwards from it, and have increased level resistance hand fighting. And you can feel it, the more resistance your partner puts in the hand fighting, the less chance you're going to have of winning that exchange. If you're just doing it against a grappling dummy, a dead person, not a dead person, but someone who isn't moving, that's even worse. Someone who isn't trying and just being a compliant person, you're not improving your hand fighting skills. So unfortunately, my Christmas gift to you is to ruin jiu-jitsu for the next year for you. Hand fight more. That is every setup you ever need to learn. I hope that's been interesting. I hope it hasn't ruined your Christmas. Maybe I have. Maybe I am the villain and I just ruined Christmas these days. Please drop us a message. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this. How you want to train this. Maybe we'll talk about it in the future. We're still going to try and release videos. Naki is actually going to start his own YouTube channel as well. Maybe he is a bit better than I am with releasing stuff. He's way more driven than I am. Also, Naki and I will be out on the road in 2023 doing seminars and privates everywhere. If you want to get hold of us, please ask. We'll come visit pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
I'll sleep on many sofas.
We roll. We just roll.
Definitely check out Naki's stuff. He's such a smart guy. And yeah, well, hopefully we'll see you in 2023. Stay safe and fight more.
And fight more.
Oh, you bastard!